Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on Veve. Wow, it's been a crazy couple of days, weeks since the peak that we were discussing of the market. Suddenly there was a whole heap of FUD, is what we call it, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, based on a few things. There was the video of the guy from Wax who had an app, or there is an app which is called Quidd, which sells very basic stickers which are licensed by the same kind of people as Marvel, DC, etc. He was talking about Veve, how they weren't real NFTs, and because they're on a centralized platform, you never get them off, etc. So there was a lot of fear around that. And then Recur, which is a different type of NFT app, which hasn't actually started selling NFTs at the moment. Right now you can buy a pass to be able to buy them, but they do have MTL, which we've been talking about, which is the money transmitter license for the USA, not for worldwide like Veve's doing, but for the USA. So that scared a lot of people, saying, well, you've been talking about MTL for the best part of a year really, and nothing's come through, but this company's come through and got MTL for USA straight away. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And then yesterday there was a really interesting video which I think you should all try and watch, which was a video about how you shouldn't buy into the comics because Marvel themselves have, they sell them on their website for you to be able to, log in, read them on their website for a very small amount of money, but obviously completely missing the fact that they're NFTs and you can view them in augmented reality, virtual reality. Soon you'll be able to display them in the gallery themselves, in the vault. There's just a huge lack of understanding at the moment, which is causing a heck of a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and the market has completely dipped. Although it's kind of gone up over the last day or so, because they've just mentioned that this weekend there will be a drop for let's see if it's here, James Bond. I don't think it's come out yet. No. So last one we had was the Golden Moments. That was really popular. Donald and Daisy. Now Donald and Daisy went up to it went up to about 2k, then it came down to about 1.4. Let's see, 1.6. That's kind of recovered a little bit, which is cool. And what else we had? We had a comic yesterday, not a very particularly popular one. All right though, it looks cool. That looks good. This is Miles Morales and Peter Parker. Definitely looks good, but obviously it's a newer version. It's 2012. It's not an A grade or tier 1 as they call them. Lots of comics. I didn't manage to get that one. I bought Black Panther, so that was pretty cool. Let's just see what. So Todd's down. Todd went up to about, I think around, don't quote me specifically, but I think around 13k. So that's sort of had a retracement. 9.1. I mean, if it stabilizes around 9 or 10, that's a great place to park Todd for the time being until the next pump. Bearing in mind that there could be another dip when MTL comes out, if it's coming out quickly. I feel from the vibe, there was a really good AMA last night, which is Ask Me Anything, and that was Rhyce and Alex talking about MTL, Master Collection Program, and a lot about the whole issue with chilies when Alex was saying, well, this is a spicy week, or the end of the month there's going to be quite something spicy. And then the Veve fam went out and, oh, well, it could be based on Boba Fett because they have chilies in there, and it could be, a connection with Chili's, the company, etc. And it's cool because people like to go, down the rabbit hole trying to work out what clues are. But he had to actually accept that no, there wasn't a clue in it, and it was just something that got away from what it originally was meant to be. Just in the fact that there'll be some interesting, cool drops coming at the end of the month, which I certainly believe there will be. But I think MTL. Rhyce kind of said that he's written the blog post, and he said himself, and knowing how Rhyce is, he doesn't write that until it's going to be released. So we're looking forward to that. Hopefully it's in a month or so. I don't really want MTL. I'm not going to cash out, but I feel that the Veve community needs MTL so that people can leave who want to leave. The market will take the hit that it has to have, and then we can rebuild from there. And it's not going to be, things aren't going to rest until it comes out now. It's got to that point where MTL has to come out for us to be able to actually move forward. So I'm happy whenever. I'm probably more likely to cash out via NFT to Omi, which isn't available at the moment, in the future, because I'm not really bothered. I'm happy to keep them in here and collect them for the time being. I'm not in a rush to leave whatsoever. If anything, I would use this time, if there is a crash, I would use this time to buy the things which I like and are much lower than their all-time highs. Because if you think about it, people are scared when they're buying, when things are going down and dipping. People are scared, like, oh my gosh, this has lost 40%. But if you put it another way, if you were in the market for, like a car, would you buy a car at full price, or would you buy it if it had a 40% discount? You're going to want, logically, anything with a discount is going to be much more attractive. So, there's the phrases, they're kind of tired at this point, but for anyone who hasn't heard these kind of phrases, they say, when people are greedy, when others are greedy, be fearful, and when others are fearful, be greedy. And it's just one of those things. Ultimately, it means that when everybody's FOMOing in, oh my God, I need this secret rare Spider-Man, that's the time to sell one if you have one. Not that I would, but that's the time to cash out on the boom, the hype. Because what always follows is a stop and a retracement, potentially a big fall. That's when people are fearful and they're selling it off. They go, oh, we're going to sell it cheaper, 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 cheaper. And that's the time when others are fearful to be greedy and to grab one, waiting for it to go back up. But obviously, this is a new market. There's a lot of inexperienced collectors stroke investors in here, and no one's got a crystal ball. So, this could go to zero. I'd be really surprised if it went to zero, but these brands that are involved, Marvel, Disney, DC, we could go on. We've gone through them before. Coca-Cola. There's no way that the US government, there's no way that they're going to invest in something which they think is going to zero. I believe this is just the very beginning, because it's the very beginning. It's the dawning of a new age for digital collection, blockchain, the metaverse. At this point, people are sort of joking about the metaverse. Oh yeah, when we're in the metaverse, when is this going to happen? I mean, there already are metaverses, but we're looking for a big one, and everybody will need to find one where there is mass adoption and a real inspiration to begin to actually go. There's got to be something for you to actually think, yeah, I want to get in this. I'm happy to buy a headset or Google Glasses or whatever, and to immerse myself in that. And that will happen in time. It may not happen this year, next year, may not happen this decade. I mean, I would presume it would be happening over the next... I would hazard a guess that there will be an immersive and hugely popular metaverse over the next 3 or 4 years. That's just the feeling I get from the market and the kind of talking points from the people that are developing them. It's sort of, you'll have it, we've got concepts, we're working with the top game agencies, we're working on the manufacturing side, but they don't want to force their hand. They don't want to show everything that they're doing to be able to allow competitors in, because first mover advantage is huge. So it's kind of the calm before the storm, I feel, but you don't know how long the calm is going to be. And this is where impatient people start to get upset. So my advice to people in the community is chill out, calm down. You can't rush anything through. I would, if you want to leave, I would say cash out at a time where you think you're going to, yeah, as in sell your collectibles at a time where you're happy with the price you're getting for them. Don't panic if they suddenly half, because that's not a time where I would suggest selling. Now, just want to make it very clear, this is not financial advice in any stretch of the imagination. I'm just talking about this app because I find it fascinating, and I'm looking at the way they're dealing with things and how people are receiving it. So definitely don't make any decisions based on the things I'm saying. I really need to stress that this is not financial advice in any sense. But if you want to leave, you've got to get the price that you're happy with, in which case you could sell and wait on the sidelines for MTL, or you could continue to hold until MTL comes out or until another spike in prices. But also you run the risk of hitting another drop in prices. So I think I'll leave it there. I think it's been a really interesting week or so. Definitely a lot of fear. Sentiment has changed, and that's really interesting from, well, from every perspective, basically. And I love making these videos, and I had to just jump on quickly because the video yesterday from the guy who makes is a comic enthusiast, and was sort of calling Veve a scam. It really shows the lack of understanding that he has. And looking in the comments, I mean, there was lots of really negative comments from people who don't understand NFTs. And I'm not in the place where I'm going to try and argue with people, because people will come round when it's time for them, when they understand it, maybe in a couple of years, maybe a decade. I have friends who only 10 years ago were like, I will never ever get a smartphone. Oh my God, how can you have a smartphone? You sell out. And now they're on it more than I am, so things change, people come round. It sort of makes me cringe when people don't understand about NFTs, and they're sort of saying that this company that Disney is partnered with is a scam, or have some kind of shady deals. It's just, just log in, try it out, and have a look. It's not rocket science. It's pretty clear once you're in that it's cool and popular. But obviously, we're dealing with people who have invested their money, and when money comes, emotions run high. So yeah, I'll leave it there. Like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a comment, please. Definitely ask me some questions. I'd love to have a chat. That's me done. Thank you. Bye bye.